Hello everyone. Now that I'm back at home base from my first full-time nomad trip in Arizona and also 15 days self-contained on BLM. Yes, this city girl survived with no fridge and no solar panels, and I had fun. I think the best part was just instead of doing dinner and a movie, I did dinner and a sunset. It was just beautiful to see the desert sky and how it changed colors every night and the shadows on the mountain. That was definitely a big hit for me. So now that I'm back, it came back to an unusual heat wave in my area for winter. Majority of February, all of March, it was literally a 90, 95, 100 here. So it was definitely a hot record heat wave. And not the heat wave's over. We now have the high gas prices. Arco in my area is at $5.59, so for now, I'm not going to be making any trips or planning any future plans to go anywhere, but that's okay. I've got plenty of projects to do in my storage unit, and also the BLM took a toll on my tires, so now my Rav needs new tires. I just printed all of my Arizona pictures, so I like to do traditional scrapbooking, so I'll be putting an Arizona album together. So that's always fun for me to do and a fun project as well. And now that I'm back, I also had some mishaps to share with you and some behind the scenes. So it was fun, it was funny, it was scary, and it was challenging. So come along and I'll share you with some of those fun and funny things that happened to me. My first stop was in Quartzsite, Arizona for the RTR event. And then I went on over to Kingman, Oatman, Apache Junction, where I saw the ghost town of the Goldfield Mine, as well as the Dutchman Museum. And my last trip was Tombstone. So now that I was in Quartzsite, I was only in Quartzsite literally like 15 minutes. I had my printed maps and I was looking for the Plamusa area. And I saw a police officer in the parking lot. So I pulled in there and she was really helpful and very friendly. She had my phone and she was writing down the directions for me on where I needed to go to find the Plamusa area. And she was explaining it to me and she says, well, these are the coordinates for the Plamusa area. And I was like, what's the coordinate? And she looks at me and she says, well, if you're going to be out here, you got to know what you're doing. Because if something happens, we need to find you to keep you safe. And I was like, well, this is my first time in Arizona, and I've never been on BLM before, and I'm a city girl. So then I found Plamusa with no problem. And then a few days later, I always carry a cook box on my passenger seat, and I took off the lid, and what a mess. There was olive oil spilled all in my cook box. I'm self-contained, no running water. I had to empty out the whole thing and try my best to clean it up and put it back together. So back on the passenger seat it went. And then another thing happened. Car's not that big, so every time I open a car door, something's bound to fall out. Even here in the city, I'm always losing something and having to put stuff back in the car. So I opened up the back passenger door and the whole ice chest fell out. I was like, oh no, and a good thing it didn't break, and it's got good latches on it. So I had to put the ice chest back in the car. And the other thing, I lost this little clicker. It's very small, and it's only like the size of a quarter. And I couldn't remember if it fell off, if I misplaced it, or where it was in the car. I'm like, I'm not gonna find this thing, and it's the only one I have. And I picked up my hydro cup that I always carry ice water in it. There was no water in the cup, and I found the little clicker at the bottom of the cup. It fell through the little sipper hole, so that was good. I found the clicker and it didn't break. So we're back in YouTube business. So then I also had, the main one was, I was looking for the HOWA group, the Homo Wheels on Alliance. They were kind of down the main road a little bit farther down on the BLM, and I know they were meeting, so I went ahead and could go find them, which I did, and they're all sitting around the campfire having hot dogs from the campfire and telling funny stories, and I was going to go walk back to the car to get my chair, and I realized, oh no, I left my camp chair in the porta potty at the park. It was already too late to go back to get it, so I was upset that I couldn't find my chair, and another YouTuber had given it to me, and it's a perfect little chair. It fits good for me, and it fits good in my car, and I leave it in my car year round. So then I was walking back to my car, and I was like, oh no, it got instantly dark fast, and the only thing I had with me was my cell phone. No flashlight, no sweatshirt. It was starting to get cold, and I was starting to get scared, and I knew I was in the vicinity of my car, and I couldn't find my car, and I walked up to this one car, but it was a minivan, a white one with solar panels, and well, that's not my car. And then I saw this tall man with a powerful flashlight walking with a lady, and they were walking back to their trailer and van, and I asked him, oh sir, could you please help me find my car? I know I'm in the vicinity, I just can't find it. And he was so helpful, and he found my car pretty quick, so that was a relief. So I was inside my car, and in the city I'm full time, so I don't use my window covers at all on the driver's side or the passenger side. So this was the first time I used every window cover in my car. And I was like, oh no, this is eerie, this is creepy, this is spooky. I didn't like it. So one night in the middle of the BLM was enough for me, so I headed back to the front, which is okay. I'm used to hearing the cars and the road traffic anyways, so I didn't mind that at all. And I don't want to be way back off on the BLM and get a flat tire or stuck in the sand either. So that worked better for me. So now that I'm back, I had fun in Oatman. I was already frazzled with the Sidewinder Road. I didn't know about that road. I went to Oatman about 26 years ago and drove from the California side. So that was a normal road. So this Sidewinder Road, oh no, it was terrifying for me. Windy, narrow, steep. I had never driven on a road like that. So I couldn't wait to get off this road, and the whole thing was literally like 6 miles per hour. And I was getting out of my car. There was 2 burros standing right by the driver door. And the burro grabbed onto my sleeve and he wouldn't let go. And I'm like, oh no, this is a brand new hoodie. I just bought it in Huntington Beach, and I didn't want it to tear. I was like, why does all this wacky stuff happen to me? So I went ahead and went into Oatman and was walking through the little gift shops, and I was starting to get hot. So I walked back to my car and I took off my sweatshirt to put it in the car. And then I see all of this burro, icky, sludgy, smudgy on my sleeve. I'm like, this is so gross. So I got the sweatshirt off, left it in the car, and before I was trying to wet it with water and trying not for it to stain, and good thing it didn't tear. So I just left it in the car. So I ended up staying in Kingman an extra night so I could do my laundry and rescue my sweater. So that was funny. But the burros are cute, and they're popular, and they're all over Facebook even for social media. And I enjoyed my trip in Oatman. So now that I'm back at home base, and I'm just going to be here for a while. So I hope you're enjoying my channel, and continue to subscribe. And I'll be planning some more future trips. And now that I'll be planning some more future trips, I had a paper with all my places I wanted to see and visit, and museums and historical places that I wanted to go to. And I didn't make all of them. There's a lot of places and things to see and do in Arizona. And the main goal was to see the Grand Canyon. I've always wanted to see the Grand Canyon, but I never made it this time. But that's okay. I wasn't too sure about the snow anyways, and I didn't want to drive my car in the snow. So for my first full-time nomad trip, I think I did pretty good. I had a blast meeting all kinds of retired people and their travels and talking with people, not just at the RTR event. I was talking to people at Walmart and everywhere I went. I was like, I gotta get on my way, or I've got to stop talking to all the retired people. But it was fun, and I sure enjoyed it, and definitely looking forward to some more future trips. And I will be going back to Arizona, that's for sure.